Good morning. Pull up a chair and a cup of coffee and join us here on Cincy Lifestyle. It is Friday, and boy, are we glad to see you here with us today. Right, Mona?
Absolutely, Clyde. We are glad you're here, and we are glad to be here. Even though we're separate, we are still together, and we're glad that you're joining us this morning.
Yeah. See, Mona is up in the owner's box, up in the sky box, and I'm down here on the playing field, and she's just enjoying the game. No, we're glad you came today. By the way, just so you know, this is National Find a Rainbow Day, and in times like these, that's a pretty good thought to hold in mind, to just look for what's beautiful in life, to think about rainbows and all that they signify and embrace those. Right, Mona?
Oh, Clyde, when I see a rainbow, I just really think about just God and the rainbow that he showed to Noah. It just really inspires me. It makes me happy. It makes me smile. I just feel like it's a sign of good things to come.
It is, definitely. We've got one up on the screen. We haven't seen one around here in a while, but we certainly wanted to give all of us something to look at and enjoy.
Absolutely. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you want to find your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you know, we've got a story I think you'll like. Well, a little more than 2 weeks ago, before the coronavirus really hit the tri-state, we started following a local radio DJ in her journey as an animal foster mom. And even during these uncertain times, we wanted to emphasize how important it is to open your heart to animals in need. Take it away, Allie.
Tiff Porter and I right now are in Warren County. Why? Because Tiff, you are fostering a puppy.
This will be a new thing for me here in Ohio.
Okay. And we're about to head in. We're gonna check out what the process is all about, and we're gonna follow your journey.
I'm very excited to have you here.
All right, let's do this. Like many animal shelters, the Humane Association of Warren County's goal is to rehabilitate hundreds of animals to healthy homes, making the foster experience a great opportunity to connect with an animal within your lifestyle without diving headfirst into adoption.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm excited to take on a new challenge, and this will definitely be one of those.
How are you gonna know when it's the one?
I'm assuming it's like a feeling of eye contact and kisses, hopefully.
All right, well, let's go find out.
Okay, let's do this.
There's the choice between both dogs and cats, with just you providing the basics. You could foster for a night, a weekend, or several months. You choose. But there's always that long-term hope.
We actually love what we term as a foster failure. So you go to foster a dog, but you fall in love with it, and boom, now it's there forever. And that's what we call foster failure, and that's our best hopes always.
Okay, expectations. This dog hopefully will love to, I feel like I'm on Love is Blind. Hopefully this dog will love to go out and be active outside and go for a walk, someone that's gonna be able to chill on the couch with me and be in social situations.
You should foster a dog because everybody should care about animal welfare. I mean, point blank, everybody should care about animal welfare. And this is such a great time to open your home and your heart to an animal that really needs a break.
Oh, I know. We'll be back. We're not sure about this. Who let the dogs out? Who let... Day 9. With Pringles. I just left him home for the first time almost all weekend for a run. And he gets very excited to see me when he comes back.
So we're at day 10 with Pringles, and we're at downtown Cincinnati at a lovely dog park where we spend at least an hour a day. Pringles is currently making friends over here with other dogs while I am social distancing from all other humans. Are you having so much fun with your friends? Okay, bye. I learned how to manage patience when you're dealing with an animal, but eventually, you know, maybe down the line in the future with a child or a family member or even a coworker. So I learned how to manage not only just my time and expectations, but how to manage patience.
You were anxious about the dog park initially.
I was, and then it ended up being, I mean, he's the best. He's like the cool kid at the park. Oh boy, come on. If you're looking to foster, it's a great experience to figure out, can I do this? Am I gonna be a good dog mom? Can I fit this dog in my apartment? What's the right breed for me to fit inside my lifestyle? And what does the timing look like with my career and having my own little animal? If you're looking to adopt, I would definitely look into breeds and their research. And sometimes it's challenging when you get to a shelter because they don't always know the background of the dog. But I wouldn't really base your experience at the shelter on what the experience will be at home with the dog, because it's come from start to finish. It's a completely different dog than when I got him 10 days ago. So my advice would be give it a chance when you're at the shelter for sure.
Oh, how fascinating. Allie, welcome. It has been entirely too long.
I know, I miss you guys so much.
Yeah, we miss you too.
Good to talk to you.
So,
Good to talk to you, Allie.
Yeah, good to talk to you too. I got to dive in right quick. So was it love at first sight? Do we have a match here, or is it still cooking?
Yeah, so it's still cooking. Obviously, I'm speaking a little bit on behalf of Tiff right now, but it was really great following her experience and her journey, and she still has Pringles right now, and Pringles is available for adoption, just so you know. But when you asked the was it love at first sight question, I want to reiterate and state kind of what she said, that when you go into foster and or even adopt a puppy from a shelter, a dog from a shelter, know that it might not be that the hugs and the kisses and the love at first sight, and then it's going to take time to adjust and adapt to your home. And because a lot of these puppies, you don't know where they come from necessarily, it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of training, and the dog from day 1 to day 10 is going to be totally different.
That's a really good point, Allie. And people need to remember too, if you decide to foster or adopt, when you go back to work, if you're unemployed right now, just make sure you're adopting and fostering in a way that you can still keep that routine up, or some sort of care, good care for your pet when you return to work.
Allie, I believe you might not have been able to hear that question, but Mona was making what I think is a really valid point, that interacting with an animal now when you're not at work is going to be different. There are different considerations, and you've got to really prepare so that when you do go back to work, if you keep the animal, that the animal and you are ready for that transition.
110%. We have to be realistic here. Right now, we're on lockdown. So it's wonderful to foster a puppy and have a puppy for a little while. But as soon as we get back into the real world and into the grind, it's so important not to say not to get a dog, but you really need to think about the breed, your schedule, your lifestyle. Do you have a partner to help, or a friend that can help out? All of those things need to be in consideration, along with costs. But Pringles is up for adoption, and if anyone is interested, he's an amazing puppy. He's a rock star at the dog park, as Tiff said. Feel free to reach out to her, the Tiff Porter on Instagram, as well as myself, and somehow we all can connect. But the Humane Association in Warren County is where he came from.
All right. Work daughter, it's good to see you. Unfortunately, you can't hear Mona Weekend, but
No.
I'm sure she would tell you how much she misses you.
And tell her that I love her hair.
And she loves your hair.
Oh, thank you. The natural quarantine curl.
I hear you. Thank you, Allie. When it comes to local music, Cincinnati has a wide variety to choose from. We met a local band known as Sylmar in our digital lounge to get a taste of their unique sound.
Survive forever kind, a laughter fountain tends to have a ball, super sober.
Thank you for being with us a little bit. So tell me, first of all, how a guy from North Carolina, somebody who's from Columbus, and somebody from elsewhere in the state of Ohio all came together to form this band. How did that happen?
A lot of us went to UC.
Okay.
So we were all just in the kind of Clifton, UC area playing music.
Well, as I was observing, the level of musicianship that you display when you play makes it sound like you guys have been together forever. How do you accomplish that?
These four are extremely talented at their instruments, and they were already very, very tight, good musicians on like a singular level coming into this group. And we've been able to kind of like work out the kinks and play a lot, like you said earlier. So it's been really pretty easy for us to get tighter over time just by playing a lot.
but you play a variety of musical styles. How did you hit upon that particular variety of music?
So Chase has, a background of everything. I grew up loving Frank Zappa and also being able to play jazz really well. So although we have kind of maybe a more indie rock style guitar band, our rhythm section really grooves.
What do you find that people like most in terms of the music that you play?
I think people really like the groove. I think that it allows them to dance. Being kind of a nut on stage, I play off of the rhythm a lot.
I saw you were a little high energy. You were a little high energy there. Just a little.
For this right now. You know what I mean, right? But yeah, I think that beyond being very tight musicians, liking a lot of different types of music, but having a really groovy rhythm section, I think.
As I'm reading your bio, you were selected Best Indie Band and Best New Artist Cincinnati Entertainment Awards. What does that mean for a band like this?
Yeah, well, we didn't win, but we were nominated, which is pretty cool. We worked our butt off those first 2 years and played a lot. So we managed to get, for like a band that's only been around for 3.5 now, but 2 years at the time, we got a lot of people to shows, and a lot of people really enjoyed the high energy set. So I think that's why we might have got nominated.
So you have new music coming out. Tell me about that.
There's the lulls in between shows and things like that where we're just kind of noodling with guitars, and doesn't always translate into that high energy live show. And I think that's kind of what this is. It's all the kind of stuff that we've been sitting on for a while, that some of these songs we've been writing for 3 years. And we finally just decided to kind of package it up and be like, here's some of the stuff we do in between shows and things like that, and show like a different side of things, because I think we do experiment with a lot of different genres of music. I think it's important to, and I think this is a good representation of maybe more the softer side of things for what we do.
All right. And if people want to learn more about the band, learn more about your music, how would you recommend they do that?
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, all our music's on Spotify, as well as most common streaming platforms.
Okay. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you.
All right. Well, you know what? I wish he could bottle up some of that energy. Yeah, I'd buy some. Coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, with warm, wet weather often comes cold. We talk to a local restoration company about protecting and what to do. All that in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. You know, the Easter holiday with all of its fun traditions is almost here. But what if you're out of creative ideas for spring and Easter treats? Does happen sometimes, right? Well, to help us out, I want to welcome Parker Wallace, the founder of the website What's on Parker's Plate, and the author of Eat Rich, Stay Skinny, a girl's guide to holiday feasting. Parker, thank you so much for joining us. You know, you wrote the book on holiday eating, so what's your philosophy when it comes to Easter entertaining?
Well, Clyde, I know for most of us things may look and they may feel a little bit different this year, but I always say you can still have some hassle-free, delicious meals that start with great ingredients.
Well, and you're right to point out that these are difficult times, so what's a tasty way to celebrate Easter now?
Well, listen, great meals start with great cheese, and Wisconsin is the state of cheese. They win more awards for cheese than any other state, region, or even country. And as most of us are sheltering indoors this holiday, people are looking and cooking ways that are super delicious using Wisconsin cheese. So think about folding it into a delicious recipe like this crustless bacon and Gouda quiche. And then, of course, I love doing an epic cheese board, and Wisconsin cheese makes it so easy. You can pair really nice velvety blue with some bubbles. You can do some fruity notes with a rosé and pair it with that gorgeous, savory, nutty Parmesan. Just look for that Proudly Wisconsin cheese badge. And of course, for easy, cheesy recipes, my go-to is wisconsincheese.com.
All right, let's talk right quick about beverages and what might be a good, tasty beverage for your Easter celebration.
Well, I always say you've got to celebrate with America's #1 semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Of course, I'm talking about Stella Rosa. It makes it so easy to pair this award-winning wine with any cheese and the perfect wine for your holiday meal. Be on the lookout for 2 of their new flavors, watermelon and pineapple, that are perfect for spring and, of course, to fold into cocktails. And, you know, the Prosecco has all of those gorgeous notes of natural pear and yellow apple. Their Moscato Rosé filled with hints of Georgia peach and wildflower. Make sure you head to your local liquor store or grocery store. You can also find Stella Rosa at stellarosa.com.
Parker, you covered a lot of ground there for us. So in the event folks need to find out more, how can they check in with you to get more information?
Well, Clyde, let's make sure that we get our Easter baskets full of all of the delicious. When you're doing your Easter egg hunts with immediate family at home, dyeing those Easter eggs, make sure you're including Peeps in those Easter baskets because they are the #1 non-chocolate Easter candy and the brand that has both those classic and new varieties like their iconic yellow chick, their new flavors like chocolate pudding, new forms like jelly beans that everybody can enjoy. And you can check out peepsbrand.com for all of the fun ways you can do little DIY snacktivities with the kids this Easter.
All right, Parker, thank you so much for talking to us. Hope you enjoy Easter too.
Thanks so much. Head to tipsontv.com.
Well, while you're home working on household projects, now is the perfect time to inspect it for mold. We met with Dry Effect to compare the best method of inspection. Do it yourself, kids, or call a professional. Allie Martin has the details.
Yes, that's right. And right now I'm here with Lisa from Dry Effect, and we are talking about mold. Now, mold is something you don't want to mess with. So first and foremost, how does it affect our health, and when does it become a problem?
You know, the first signs a lot of times we hear of affecting someone's health is asthma, respiratory complaints. So as simple as sneezy, itchy eyes, runny nose. So a lot of times when obviously the weather's changing, you're going to have those symptomatic responses anyhow. But that could be a trigger response to mold if, in fact, it's not allergy season.
And in the home, what are some indications that prove that you might have it? What are some signs?
Visual, you know. So water staining, a lot of times could be meaning that you have something interior of your wall or your ceiling that needs to be addressed. But visual signs of mold or something that looks like mold would definitely get checked out.
Once you start to see those signs, that's signs to start testing. What are the differences between a DIY kit and a professional service?
Now your DIY kits are a little bit different in the aspect that it's a petri dish. So that's gonna sit wherever you place it for an extended amount of time, and then it's gonna be covered up, incubated for 24 hours, 48, depending on what type of test, and then sent to a lab if you want further analysis. But know that the analysis is not part of the original cost, so that's going to be additional. So ours, we're going to use a biopump and actually put it on a tripod in the middle of the room or whatever area of concern, as well as with aerosol. So that's going to measure what you're actually breathing in.
So once you go through all of this testing, is this something that I should attempt to clean myself?
Potentially. So if it's a minimal area, and what we consider minimal is under 10 square feet, and that's set by the standard of our industry.
But if it's over that, why is it important to call on someone like Dry Effect?
You could have the potential of contaminating other areas of your home or yourself, and that's the last thing you want to do is affect health-wise when you can call a professional and have it done right the first time and keep those costs down. Keep
the costs down, keep the mold away.
Yes.
How do we prevent the mold from regrowing?
So humidity is usually a big issue, so having a dehumidifier running, especially in basements. Obviously, in the Cincinnati area, we're known to have basements, having those addressed. Any water intrusion areas or water leaks, having that addressed in a timely manner.
And now Lisa is going to test the professional service and the DIY kit, and we're going to get the results, and we look forward to seeing them, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Okay, so now to give a little context again, Lisa, you had performed a DIY test and your professional service test, and the results are in. What are they?
The DIY test, you know, compared to our test, did essentially what they said they were going to do, show if there was mold present. Unfortunately, mold is present everywhere, so it really didn't give us any conclusive information of how to address the issue. So we're kind of left at square one.
Yeah, so what do you do if you're in that situation?
Essentially call the professionals, you know, let them come out, check out the issue, see if there really is an issue, and then get a plan of attack.
Now, in a time like this too, with a lot of people home, what are your concerns for the families in these homes that might have mold, and then how are you approaching it?
You know, unfortunately, we're occupying every square inch of the home. You know, we're trying to, one, set up home offices or kids' playroom, their school area. You know, I mean, we're really kind of busting at the seams. So basements maybe utilized that typically aren't. They may have issues and you don't know. And you may not realize until kind of, unfortunately, we get after the fact of, you know, occupying those spaces.
Yeah. So, and moral of the story, your inspection is much more thorough.
Exactly. And essentially, you're not going to waste any money testing if it really is not necessary.
All right, Lisa. Well, we appreciate you sharing the results, and hopefully this can help some people at home.
Thank you.
Well, if you'd like to schedule an appointment or want more information, you can give Dry Effect a call or visit them online at dryeffect.com. We'll be right back.
And once again, a quick look outside. A beautiful day shaping up out there. I hope you have the opportunity to get out and enjoy it. Now, coming up next week here on Cincy Lifestyle, we take a look at all the life that's popping up at the Cincinnati Zoo. And we're not just talking about the animals. We check out the botanical garden that's in full bloom right now. We'll hear about what it takes to take care of these flowers and the unique thing the zoo is doing with them. You'll really want to hear that and so much more happening next week right here on Cincy Lifestyle. Mona, happy go out and find a rainbow day today.
Hours out there at the zoo, so that's going to be fun next week.
Yes, it is.
Well,
yes, it is.
Well, that's Cincy Lifestyle for Friday, April 3rd. Yes, it is. Remember, so unique businesses. Shut up. Right now to tell you to take it.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.